Hey, it's Kim of Martin-MadeTV. Thanks for joining me on today's video where I'm going to be going over my 2024 planner and journal lineup. So let's just jump right in. This one is my main daily planner, and I was actually in the process of trying to clean off my desk to film this video, but I just can't. Let's just start where we are. So I had my planner out. This is the current one. If you are not new to my channel, you've seen this a million times. And, you know, no surprises here. I will be using the same kind of planner, same style, same general format for 2024. My question is just which cover I'm going to be using. I just switched back into my Vanderspec Janet Leather Black cover. The inside is Janet Leather Velvet Sand, and I absolutely love this cover. I was missing it, therefore I jumped right back into it. So that's the one, or this planner is the one I'm going to be using. Or actually, I'm just as confused as my desk. I have so much stuff. All right. So this is my new cover that I am thinking I'll use at the start of the year. And it is housing my 2024 planner for my daily planning needs. So again, it's the same size. So it's standard traveler's notebook size, also known as regular traveler's notebook size. So that's what I'll be using, have been using for the past few years. Love this size, don't see myself leaving. This is my new cover though, and I designed it, it's also from VDS, and I designed it to be much more compact. So it's more like a folio of sorts. So it doesn't have strings, and it's made to just keep the book inside of it. It does not have a back pocket. I really wanted something that was very streamlined, very compact. If you know me, you know that I like a tight fitting planner. I don't like to have a lot of loose pockets and a lot of loose things because I do stuff it pretty full, but I still, at the same time, like it to be really compact. So that was the motivation of creating this one. And the interior is Janet Leather Velvet Undie. I believe that's the color. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a lot of details about the cover or the setup for the most part. I will have a separate video showing you all about the setup of this planner. But the planner itself, and this is it's not too terribly difficult to take out, but not the easiest either. I'm using the Sterling Ink Full Year 2024 Common Planner, and this is in the size that she calls the N1 vertical. So that is the same as Traveler's Notebook standard size. So this is the planner I'll be using for 2024. I did do a little bit of setup, and like I said, I'll be going through a full video about how I'll be, you know, setting up all of the areas like the goals and all of the sections within the planner. But this is the one that I'll be using on a day-to-day basis. And it is taking the place of the one I've been using for the past 2.5 years, which is this one. And this is a cut down Hobonichi cousin. So it's a Hobonichi cousin that I cut down from A5 size to standard traveler's notebook size. So I chopped off the side of it and got it to the slim version. Now the difference is there are a few, which I will also go over in that setup video. But there are a few differences in terms of column sizing, especially on the weeklies, that I will have to adjust to and figure out if I can make it work and see if I like the way I make it work. But that is my daily planner, or this will be my daily planner for 2024. And I did purchase this in the mist color, which obviously doesn't matter if I'm tucking it into here. But I do like this color, and if I decide not to tuck it in, that's why I picked a color that I love. And this color also does coordinate well with all of my other standard size covers. So that's this one. Yes, that's that one. And then the next one I have is what I consider to be my everyday carry. So this is a Passport Traveler's Notebook size. The cover is from Baumkuchen. I do have a video all about the setup of this on there, as well as details regarding the cover. But this is pretty much the same as it has been, and it will remain that way for 2024. I will show you what I've got going on in here. I have the Nolte 1180 This is still my current one, actually. So this is my current Nolte 1180, and I will be using this same Nolte inside of this cover. I'm just trying to grab my 2024. Okay, so I will be using 2024 Nolte 1180. However, the purpose is a little bit different. So for my everyday carry, I have been using this size and this layout to keep like a running task list. If I need to make notes when I'm outside of the house, that's what I use it for. I did pre-order, however, the Sterling Ink Passport size common planner. So this is the vertical also, because my intention is to set it up, or the weeklies, the same way that I use the weeklies in the Nolte. So up at the top, I just use that section for any daily appointments or anything that's really important for that day. It's not a large section, so really only 1 to 2 things can fit. And then I use the bottom section for just notes. And that's where my task list and any additional notes will go. So I opted to try the Sterling Ink Common Planner and set it up in the same way. So that's what I'll be doing. And that's why I purchased the vertical version, as you can see, because I do intend to use the top portion just for appointments or special notes regarding that day. And then the bottom section, I will just ignore the columns and write across any notes or task lists that I want for the week. But I opted for the common planner because it also includes some notes pages. So the way that I had my setup in this passport notebook for 2023, I had the Nolte along with a passport notebook, just in case I needed to write down some notes. So 2 books. But as you can see, I guess because this is Tomo River paper, the Sterling ink, it's not that much thicker than the Nolte 1180, which is a different kind of paper. So this one includes everything that the Nolte 1180 does, along with like, what is it, 120 nose pages? Which I definitely will not need that many, but it's nice to have it all together. My original plan was just to have only this book in the passport cover. So, just like this, you know, fits very perfect. No complaints and no issues. So I was intending to only have that in my everyday carry. Easy peasy, just okay. So because I do have the 1180 for 2024, and this was a great deal. I mentioned it in a previous video. It was $9, free shipping through Amazon Prime, shipping from Japan. It was like a deal I couldn't resist. So I did order this, and I will be using this actually for work or for one of my income sources. So I do consulting. I will be consulting for next year on my own. That's weird. So I will be working as a consultant next year, and there are certain things that I will need to track on a weekly basis, and also just a few notes every week. So that's exactly what this is going to be for. And I imagine when I am outside of the house, which I intend to do a lot more in the coming year, like at coffee shops and at the library and wherever else, I would like to just be able to fit it all in here, bring this one compact situation with me so that I can have all of those notes on the go along with my personal everyday carry. So this fits and this works. If there are days, or when there are days where I'm not working and I'm just, you know, everyday carrying outside the house, of course I will not have this book, this Nolte 1180 in there, only on days when I'm working outside of the house. So under normal circumstances for 2024, my everyday carry will just include the Passport Common Planner from Sterling Ink, and I do love the compact size. I will note there is a little bit of overhang, well, not even real overhang, but if I did decide to add something else in here, it would definitely hang out a lot more. And also I did add an extra elastic, if you noticed. So I do have 2 full height elastics in here. So that allows the 2 books to sit a lot better inside. of the cover, so it doesn't overlap too much. And also the fact that the Nolte 1180 is slightly slimmer than typical passport size definitely helps so that everything is not just like hanging over too much over the sides. And I do have a video all about how I add additional strings to my traveler's notebooks, so you can check that out on my channel if you want to know how that is done. So that's going to be my everyday carry for 2024. Oh, I have my folder in there. All right, the next one that I have, and you will have gotten a sneak peek of this, this cover, when I talked about my business planner in a previous video where I was setting up the Take a Note planner, which I will show you momentarily. But this is my reading journal, and it's currently in this Superior Labor A5 cover. I will not be keeping it here. I'm waiting for the cover that I purchased to go with this, to go with my reading journal, because as you can see, I have like so many papers and stickers and post-its and all these things that I need to keep inside of my reading journal, and I definitely do want to keep it all inside. I want to keep it all together, so I ordered an A5 zip cover that I'll be putting this into. It is currently making its way to me. I checked, and this morning it has landed in Los Angeles, so it should be to me soon. But that is what my reading journal will be going into, and I will be doing a dedicated reading journal video. I feel like I probably have promised this for the last several months. I don't know who's looking for this video, but if you are, it is coming. I will be doing a reading journal video. All right, so that's that one. That was very quick update. And the one that I referenced was the Take a Note planner and the cover. So this cover is an A5 Codex from Vanderspec, and this is what my reading journal used to be in. So that's, you know, had all the pockets and everything, but I realized that I prefer to keep my business planner inside of here. So my business planner is the 2024 Take a Note, and I did, like I said, cover all of that in a previous video, how I have it set up and the things that I'll be using it for 2024. And it's basically the additional income streams that are not my 9 to 5. So, like I said, I'll be doing consulting work and working for myself, like self-employed consulting work for 2024. So I do consider that to be my 9 to 5. That is separate from these other things that can provide income, some of which is like YouTube videos. So that is where I'm planning out all of that stuff and additional things that I have going on for the year. And I like to have it in a planner separate from my personal planner, because all of that information just in one book would drive me crazy. I can't do it. So I need to have a separate planner for those things so that I can close off that part of my life when I don't want to see it. So this planner has not yet started. However, the monthly did. So that's why you see that I did start setting up the December monthly. I did start using it just a little bit and planning out some things with my little sticky notes. And these are 1-inch transparent page flags or transparent sticky notes from Poi and Hun. And I do love that they are 1 inch, so they fit into these boxes rather nicely. I also think they'll fit into the common planner boxes nicely. I don't think it's a perfect fit, but good enough. So the weeklies have not started yet in this planner, but once they do, I will be using those for just daily tasks and things. And in that overview video of when I took it out and I unboxed it, I do explain a lot more about how I'll be using the layouts in there once the year starts. And this over here is my notebook. So this is a book of notes. Duh. So it's a notebook as it relates to all of those income streams that I was referencing. And this is used as like a reference notebook. So there are things in here that I will want to refer back to on a long-term basis, which is why I preferred not to have a bunch of notes in the actual planner or notes pages, because a lot of the reference notes that I'll need will typically transfer year to year. So it made a lot more sense to me to just put it in a separate notebook and always keep this notebook with whatever planner I'll be using for business purposes. So that's my setup for my business planner for 2024. I've been using it definitely in conjunction with my current business planner, which is B6 size. And of course, using the nose pages in conjunction. It's a little fumbly because we're still at, you know, the end of the year. And like I said, I haven't been able to fully use the Take a Note just yet because the weeklies haven't started yet, but it's working out pretty well so far. So that's my business planner for 2024. The next one, I think fairly quickly, is going to be my journal. So this is my personal journal for 2024. I have it in this Travelers Company Prada cover, and I'll be using this for the entire year in some way. And I say in some way because the notebook that I like to use in here, and I'll just, I guess, take you on a quick tour. So this clip is from Superior Labor. It's a 2-pin clip. One side of the pen holder is slimmer than the other side. Like one side is a little tight and one side is a little loose. So that's the slimmer one, that's the looser one. So I will keep whatever pen I'm using clipped to the front. This wallet insert is from Travelers Company. It's the leather one that is from Travelers Company. I don't remember what else I was going to say, but it's a zipper compartment on one side and a card compartment on the other side. So that's what I'll use to house any kind of washi tape cards or just random bits of ephemera that I will typically like to keep along with my journal. And this book here is my journal for 2024. I hope it doesn't go into 2025. I will hope to fill it up by then. But this is a notebook from Taroko Shop, which is found on Etsy, and it's Tomoe River paper. It's 68 GSM, I believe. So it's that thicker weight Tomoe River paper, and it is dot grid. It's a 5mm dot grid, which is very key for me in my journaling. I like to journal in a 5mm dot grid. I do not like to journal in 4mm or like 3.7. I made a mistake, if you saw in my Sterling Ink haul video, thinking that I would use the half year from Sterling Ink for my journaling, but then quickly realized after I ordered that I hate journaling in 4mm grid, and I think Sterling Ink is like 3.7. So I knew that wasn't going to work. So anyway, this is what I will continue journaling in. Typically, I would have expected to finish this book in 2023. I, however, have not. I'm like not even halfway through, which slightly saddens me as it relates to my journaling habit, because I do really like to journal on a daily basis, and you know, that's just something that I feel like enriches my life in some kind of way. I do have a few videos on my journaling process, my journaling journey, but this is going to be in here. Also, I do have a previous video about my 2023 journal setup, and in that I also have a vertical Travelers Company insert that I was doing some memory keeping in. I have decided over the past like 2 weeks, this is a new revelation, a new decision. I may not be including that in my personal journal. I think I'm just going to go back to keeping this just my journal. I think. Of course, updates. We'll provide updates along the way. We'll see what happens. But that's what this book is. And, oh, I used Sterling Ink vellum to cover the outside of it. This cover is also, I believe, by Sterling Ink. Yes, this vinyl cover is also by Sterling Ink. And I have the vellum from Sterling Ink in there. And then what I use as a bookmark whenever I need to is this bookmark that I made using the same vellum from Sterling Ink. And as you can see, there's no vellum here because I just used the scrap piece to put inside of here to even see how I would like it with the black. I actually quite love it. I also love the placement of this portion of the vellum. So then I was like, well, what do I do? I have another full sheet. I don't know if I want to cut down another full sheet just to fit completely here, or just leave it like this. And my bookmark, whenever it's not in use, is actually typically clipped back here, and it just so happens that this is the part of the sheet that I cut off here. So it lines up when I do clip it together. It's fine for me, personally. So anyway, but this is my bookmark and clip whenever I might need it as I'm in here, you know, doing stuff. So this is where it lives. And again, this is the back of that leather wallet insert. And I do have the Prada notebook insert that came with this one. I don't think I'll be using it. I just didn't move it out to put it away. So it's just been living in here. So that is the general setup for my journal for 2024. I'm really excited about using it. I love this cover. It feels so nice and smooth and soft. And I love the way it smells, of course. So that will be my journal setup. And then the next one, really quickly, is my companion planner. I'm not sure the last time I did a video on my companion planner. I can't recall if I did one for 2023 or if the last one I did was for 2022. But it's always in my rotation. I just never really show it. So I use this companion planner for a number of things. I use it for finances. I use it for home stuff. And I do have a video or two showing the layout. It may or may not be in this specific cover, but the layout is definitely the same in those videos. However, for 2024, I am switching things up a little bit. So I did move like half of my finance stuff over into a notebook for 2023. I'm not going to do that again for 2024. I'm going to bring everything right back into my companion planner. So that is a change that I intend to make very soon. Also, what I want to do is focus more on goals in my companion planner. That works really well for me in 2022, 2021, and previous to that. But for 2023, I attempted to do it in my daily planner on like a monthly basis. It didn't work out so well. And I feel like that left me neglecting some of those goal areas. And I don't like that. So I'm going to bring it back to here where it worked. And I will definitely have a video explaining all of that on my channel soon enough. So that's all of the companion planner talk. Oh, so my sections in here are like calendar, lists, finances, projects, home, goals, miscellaneous, and notes. So that gives you an idea of what I kind of cover in there. And the deco is pretty much non-existent over here. And the pockets, that may or may not change. I'm not big on pocket deco. But this will certainly be in my 2024 lineup. And this is what I call my companion planner. So it's a companion to my daily planner. So these are things that I don't need to look at on a daily basis. For example, for finance, I do paycheck budgeting. So every time my husband and I get paychecks, I will budget those out and kind of, you know, assess what's going where on a sheet of paper. I don't do it online. That's not entirely true. I do it online, but I also need to have it on a piece of paper. And these pieces of paper I actually don't archive at the end of the year, which is why for 2023, I thought just putting it in a notebook that I could toss eventually would be fine. But I feel like I need it all together because I also do track our savings. I track investments. I track all of that stuff right in here. Yes, it's also online. But so what? I like them to be on paper, and online is a great backup should anything happen to this. So anyway, for the savings tracking, for instance, or investment tracking, that might happen once a month, whereas paycheck budgeting might happen or does happen twice a month about. So I'm not in this companion planner all the time. For goals, I'll be in here like once a month if I want to plot out, you know, what I want to focus on for the coming month or something. So it is a companion to my daily planner. I don't use it on a daily basis, and these are topics or things that I don't need to have inside of my daily planner. Also a lot of reference materials or reference information. So using the finance example, if I want to compare, I don't know, some earnings on certain investments from like 2022 to 2024, all of that information is in here for the most part. It would not be in my daily planner if I tracked it here. So only 2023 would be here. I'd have to pull out a previous year's planner to find 2022. You know, I don't like to do that. So things that I will definitely want to reference on an ongoing basis will go in here as well. And then the next one is my health and fitness planner. I do have a video about this, a couple of videos about this, and how I use my health and fitness planner. This is actually the one that I use for 2023. It's a Hobonichi Weeks, and it's got some dye transfer from the inside of this cover, which is okay, I don't care. So I do have like a setup video. I have like update videos all about how I use this. And when I did my Sterling Ink haul, I explained, so when I did my Sterling Ink haul, I did explain that I purchased the same book for 2024. So this is the Sterling Ink full planner, full year common planner, and this is the compact version, however, so it has fewer notes pages, and this is the N2 horizontal. So N2 is the size, which is like the week size, and horizontal is the weekly layout. And it's very similar to the Hobonichi Weeks, where you have your days over on the left and these horizontal boxes for each day. And then on the right hand side, we just have plain grid for any kind of notes. So this layout works extremely well for me. However, I was waffling between whether or not I wanted to try out the Paper Test Designs layout. I had started drawing it in for a couple of weeks, and I wanted to see if that was going to work for me, how I would like it. I do like it. I do definitely like that amount of structure for this type of planning that I'm doing inside of my health and fitness tracker. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll just buy the Paper Test Designs weekly planner so that I don't have to draw this out every week. So I ordered it. It is currently in flight from Germany to me. And I did not start setting this up because of that reason. I thought that I might list it on a buy-sell trade group. I don't know. We'll see. But since that has happened, there are further developments, because now I'm thinking, well, I don't usually like planners with that much structure. Like, I like to create my own structure for, you know, whether or not it's going to work for me for, you know, that current season of my life. So then I was thinking, well, maybe I would prefer just having like a blank slate, and I'll draw in this template. It's not too difficult. I mean, I'm a bullet journaler at heart. Like I bullet journaled for several years before moving into my standard size daily planner. So I am okay with drawing out layouts. I don't hate that, but I know maybe, like, let's say I am not in a training cycle for like a half marathon or some kind of strength training program, and I will not want this much structure on my weekly layout. Maybe I want to revert back to what I was doing back here. Maybe I just want it plain and I don't, you know, want anything. Maybe I just want to write a free-flowing list of notes. So that's why I'm now feeling like the open template of this one may be better for me. I need to get it together. I need to make up my mind and figure it out. I also don't want to switch this cover. So this is a Vanderspec. I actually bought this on a buy-sell trade group. It's Janet Leather black on the outside, Janet Leather brown on the inside, and it's the, what is it called? Codex. Like the standard Codex. So it fits the Hobonichi Week size. It is not the Mega. So I was a little concerned about whether or not it will even fit the Paper Test Designs weekly planner, because that one does include like 300 and something notes pages in the back, which we've already determined I don't need that many notes pages. So I don't know. I feel like as I'm talking myself into just using this, but that's why I haven't set it up just yet. I want to get that planner in hand to kind of make a final decision or a final determination. And then my idea was that I would use the alternate planner, whichever one I don't choose for the health and fitness, I would use that for my consulting business. But as you saw, I have since decided to use that Note-T 1180 because I don't need a whole lot of notes for that on a weekly or daily basis. So I'm just all over the place. So that's that. So this is my health and fitness planner. Likely I will have a video for this coming up really soon. As soon as I get that planner in hand, the paper test designs, I'm going to decide which one I'm going to use, and I'm going to start setting this up immediately because we are in the first full week of December. So it's just about time, you know, to switch over very soon. And this health and fitness planner is something that I use every single day. So just like my daily planner, I need it to be set up and I need it to be ready to go. And I guess this would be a good example to explain why I use multiple planners. I don't often get this question. Well, I feel like it's a question that is kind of polarizing in the planner community. Like, why do you need so many planners? Why do you use so many planners? How do you only use one planner? That part I don't understand quite. but this is an example. So all of this information that I want to track on a day, I want to track what I did. I want to track like certain targets I'm hitting, whether or not I'm hitting that. I cannot fit that. Well, let me rephrase that. I can fit it in here. I just feel like it would be so muddled and so all over the place and just so much information on one page that I would be absolutely discouraged from even opening it up. It would just be too much for me to look at on a daily basis. And that's why I prefer to compartmentalize these different areas of my life. So this is the daily planner. Unless it's like a work meeting, like something that is actually timed, I usually will not put work stuff in here. Unless it's like a event that I'm traveling to, like a half marathon race or something. That information will never go into my daily planner. It all stays in here because it helps my brain to keep them all separate. If I put them all together, it's way too jumbled. And I would just resist that completely. So this is a good example of why I choose to keep separate planners for separate reasons. And again, like I said, my companion planner is mostly just reference. So it's stuff I don't need on a daily basis. I feel like it would be wasteful to keep all of those collections and everything inside of my daily planner. Also, it would be way too big. I'm a person who loves bound books. I don't do well in rings necessarily because the archival process for rings, I just don't vibe with. I just don't love it. I feel more comfortable archiving a book, a single book for a single topic. That is it. I don't want a bunch of sheets of paper that I have to clip together or put in a different binder. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've been in the planning community for several years. Like I've been planning since I was in high school, which is like a whole lot of years ago. So I already know this about myself. I know that I'm not archiving actual paper inserts. So this is the system that works for me. That was a whole lot to explain to you, like, you know, the answer to a question you did not ask, but maybe somebody's going to ask it. Popping in really quick because I realized I did forget something. I actually forgot to include my Bible study, what do I call it? Bible study journal. Yes, my Bible study journal and my prayer journal. So the prayer journal is new for 2024. I will have a video going all over, detailing all about it, going over everything that's in here if you're interested. I do think in a previous, yes, I'm pretty sure in a previous video or a couple of videos, I went through my Bible study journal and I explained what this is. It's set up with, I think this is like a 2022, a 2022 Hobonichi Day Free. So it just has the months and it has notes pages. I don't really use the months. And then a Hobonichi notebook. And in here is where I'm documenting my Bible reading, chronological Bible reading plan that I've been going through for the past several months. And in that, I'm actually paraphrasing all of the things that I've read in the Bible. So that's where all of these notes come into place, and that's how this is all organized. Like I said, I do have this mentioned in a previous video. Maybe it's the one that's my Bible study tote video, I think. So if you want more details about this, Please definitely check that out. But this is remaining the same. This is another one of those journals that just travels with me year to year to year to year. Nothing is necessarily dated in here. And the cover is a Moterm A5 cover, and this is, I think they call it Croco, even though I feel like this looks alligator-esque, but I don't know. It's called the Red Brown Croco. It's not an easy cover to find. You have to kind of scour. Sometimes I've seen it pop up on Amazon here and there. That's where I got mine from. But that's this one, and I do really love it. It's nice and squishy. So you might like it if you want that. So the one that is new, like I said, is my prayer journal, and this is dated. So that's something completely different for me as it relates to my faith. I guess you could call it a faith planner. Yes, maybe it's a faith planner. So that's what this is, and it's comprised of a few different Traveler's Notebook books, and it has the Olive Travelers Company cover that I customized myself. I have a video showing how I did adhere all of these patches. In that video, I left this spot blank because I was waiting on this patch, or actually, I guess I was, hoping and praying that I would get this patch, and I did get it because I had another one that I planned to put here, but I didn't stick it down in that video in hopes that I'd be able to find this patch, and I was able to find it from Japan. So that is this one. So that's another journal that I have in my 2024 lineup, or another 2 journals, I should say. So that is an overview of all of the planners and journals I'll be using for 2024. I am excited to get started. I know we all are. I should also explain that I'm the type of person who likes to plan January 1st to December 31st. I don't typically start a planner early or before the start of a new year, even though there are extra weeks and months in certain planners. I don't do it. I did do it for this year's health and fitness planner, and that was because I started this, I think, in October. So what I did, I actually cut up my 2022 weeks and tipped in all of the extra stuff, all of those extra weeks that I needed from October, and the October 2022 calendar. I tipped all of that into here so that I'd have it. Otherwise, I like to go from January to December in one book. So that is what I'm intending to do for all of these. I will not be starting any of them until January 1st. But I will, like I said, have more detailed videos going over my companion planner, going over my daily planner, and going over my health and fitness planner, and anything else you might desire. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for following along with me on today's video, and I will see you in the next one.